Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. I'm feeling kind of silly because it's late, but I wanted to share this because apparently I missed the memo. I didn't know that we were talking about Christian singers acting like rock stars. I didn't know the conversation was happening. So I kind of wanted to give my little take on this because this is probably a way bigger issue. And I understand the Christian position. And I know this may seem kind of left field. But I got to say something about it because when your whole life has been entangled with music and all of these different groups that they have now, Elevation Worship and Bethel Music and Maverick City Music and so many different, collectives and groups and singers and all of that, whom the majority of whom I actually love quite a bit. I love their music and their songwriting and just coming from a positive space. But I definitely have seen more conversation popping up, or I should say bubbling up, that a lot of these organizations, not just the singing groups, but also the church groups are, becoming almost like Rockstar status. And, there's I guess you could call it an expose on Hillsong Church, and literally the demise of the different chapters of the church, and over the many years of child abuse that has happened, different pastors who have run into so many different I guess you could say like worldly issues and all of that. I'm not going to put a ton of energy into who I think is wrong or what I think they should do, or do you know that they was involved with this, or do they, because I know a lot of people want to make their videos, to talk for an hour about that. What I want to say is when you see people who may stumble, you don't know everything about them. You may even know them personally, but even though you may know someone personally, you still may not know everything about them. You sleep next to your spouse every night, and there's plenty that you will never know about them because they're just not going to tell you every single thing. You don't know everything that's on their heart. You don't know everything that flows through their mind. You just don't know. So instead of us creating these videos to do these exposés of these folks, because there's a lot of videos of people naming names and people and all this sort of stuff. Just pray for them. It's real easy. It's real easy. I talk about everything on this podcast. I share everything about life, family, faith, within reason. Just pray for them. That's all you got to do. That is the name of the game. You don't need to go any further than to just pray for them. Keep them in prayer. Keep them lifted up, because you don't know what each of these folks is going through. You don't know what each of their battles are. And yes, some of them have had very public battles with very serious demons. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to leave that there. Just pray for them. You can see people stumble. You can see them fall. Even if you want to ask if they need help, great. Stretch your hand out to them, but make sure that you're praying for them and that you mean it. Because there'll be people that say, oh, I'm praying for you, and not a prayer is happening. If you say you're going to pray for somebody, if you say you want to keep somebody lifted up, you want to keep them in positive spaces, just say a prayer for them. That's all you got to do. That's it. I know that there are, preachers and all these different types of people who are sent to say this and sent to say, and maybe you are. But when everything is said and done, they have to give an account for themselves. It's between them and God. It's not between you, them, and God. It's between them and God. And you just need to do what you need to do over there to the left. I will never be in a position in life to judge people. And we've all done it. We've all judged folks. I never want... That is the thing that I try my best to keep it moving. If you ask me my opinion, then I will tell you my opinion, and then I will exit stage left. Because it doesn't make sense to berate people. It doesn't make sense to be calling people out and doing this and that and the other, but you're not doing anything to help them in the redemption department. So let me call out all your ills and let everybody know what you do behind the scenes, because I've had confirmation and I have seen for myself and this, that, and the other. First of all, if somebody told you that they done seen this or they done seen that, and they are still continuing to be a part of that group, then you need to talk to that person to see why they continue to be a part of the group. Because you may not be able to save the group, but you may be able to save them or to help them see what it is that they're getting involved in. And I know it's very easy to get caught up because, let me tell you something, some people are in the Christian music business. They're not in the Christian worship business. They're in the Christian music business. And it's just another genre, just like R&B and, rock or classical or whatever. That's how they view it. They just happen to have an amazing voice that does well at gospel. But not a nothing Jesus nor Christ is being, lifted up in any way. So I say again, we're going to see a whole lot of things happening with folks. We're going to make a whole lot of internal judgments of folks. But the one thing that I can say is just pray for them. Because some people have to go through certain things for them to find their way. It may not be your way, but how God is going to deal with them is how God is going to deal with them. Let God deal with them, and then you deal with yourself. Because the time that you spend judging these folks, first of all, God can use anybody. God has proven to use some of the most unlikely people to bring about amazing change in different things that you would never expect. Never expect. So I don't necessarily look at the vessel that it's coming through. I look at the situation and I'm like, what is this trying to teach me? What am I supposed to learn from this? So I know there's a lot of chatter going around about these different groups and these different organizations. I know that the Hillsong expose was just so explosive, and it has kind of caused a lot of this flurrying around different church groups and things like that, and you're going to believe what you believe, I don't judge anyone how they believe. How you believe is how you believe. But I think the safest way to deal with this is to just pray for them. And pray that God puts it, maybe puts you in a position to even help. Maybe puts you in a position to just say the right thing to people that says, you know what, I gotta change. I gotta do something to get my life on track, because so many of these young folks are, and just folks in general, it doesn't even matter their age. So many young folks, they don't even have just even common knowledge of everyday life situations, let alone the concept of God. They don't even know where to begin with that. So maybe you're supposed to be the person to help them on that journey. But it's hard to do that when it's coming from a judgmental position. And I would implore these churches, especially a lot of you mega churches. I attend a mega church. Yes, I do. I am very happy at my mega church. I am. They are very good at what they do. And but I would implore these churches that instead of putting judgment on people and feeling like they can't come to you and speak to you, you can't have someone come to you, confess whatever it is they're confessing and saying, I really need help in this area, and they're looking for, godly counsel, and then you go spread it around the whole church, and then now you put a black eye on them. That is not how the church is supposed to act. Listen, this was not even supposed to go this long. I'm not going to go any longer with this. Y'all know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. The church is supposed to be a place where you can come as you are. And when you know better, you do better. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Because this is going to turn into a whole sermon. And I'm tired. And it's almost midnight. So, you know the deal. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know that you're listening to this podcast. Is this a subject matter that I should talk about more? I'm very open to talk about a lot of different things on here. So anyway, tag me on social media at Onyx Queen Media on Instagram, and let me know that you have listened or are listening, have shared the podcast, and I will post you in my stories as a thank you shout out. All right, you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.